Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and proceed with our program. For those of you in line, don't worry, there's plenty of food and it is good. So as soon as you get served, just please return to your seat and enjoy. It is my pleasure to introduce y'all today to our guest speaker. Jared Benko from Watkinsville, Georgia, earned a Bachelor of Science in Sports Studies from the University of Georgia in 2005, and then a Master of Public Administration in Athens in 2007. He got his start in the athletic business field as an intern at Georgia from 2007 to 2008. He also spent 7 years in sports communication at Georgia, including 5 years as a student and 2 years as a graduate assistant, while assisting with the Atlanta Falcons and our Atlanta Braves. Jared continued developing his career with tenures at Arkansas, Auburn, and eventually at Mississippi State, where he served as Deputy Director of Athletics, Chief Financial Officer for nearly 4 years. It was here at Mississippi State that his ability to generate revenue and raise project funds became one of his most obvious and notable qualities as a leader. Jared was hired in March of this year to lead the Georgia Southern Athletics Department. With more than a decade of progressive leadership experience in the Southeastern Conference, as the Georgia Southern Director of Athletics, Jared now oversees 17 NCAA Division I varsity athletic programs, 15 of which compete in the Sun Belt Conference. He and his wife, Sarah, have 2 sons, Hudson and Cooper. Let's give a warm GATA welcome to our guest speaker, Mr. Jared Benko.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here today, and just want to, before we get started, just want to share my thoughts and prayers with the Deal family for Harrison's passing, and Kurt and Jenny, I know they're not here today, just want to express our condolences for them and their loss. Obviously, no parent should bury their child, so we just want to keep them in our prayers. Excited to be here with you all today. When Skip made this invitation, I didn't know it would be Josh Whitfield's birthday, so let's give Josh a hand. The 25, Josh? 26? 25? All right, I'm sorry, I was a year off. So, no, we appreciate Whitfield Signs too for letting us be here today. It's great venue, and really a nice setup. And by the way, to be with this many people again, it starts to feel like normal a little bit. So, appreciate everybody being here today. Also, too, want to thank our Georgia Southern staff. I see Reggie Simpkins up here, and also our staff back there. I will tell you, I've had the pleasure of being at 5 different institutions, and it all starts at the top. You're only as good as the people around you. And we have a great team, and it starts with Dr. Kyle Marrero. I'm telling you, I've had a chance. Look at the timing. That queued up. It worked pretty good, didn't we? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I'll tell you, having been at 5 different schools, it starts at the top, and Dr. Marrero is special. I'm telling you, he's a visionary leader, and it's evident to say, and I'll talk a little bit about our plans in athletics, but it's evident to say, as a university, our best days are ahead of us. So I just want to mention that as well. All right, so we've been here 8 months, so y'all haven't run me out yet. So it's good. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary here in a couple months. And I'll tell you, Statesboro to me is the epitome of a great place to raise a family. It's a great place to be able to compete, and we're in athletics to compete at a very high level. And it's a great quality of life. And I'll tell you, the people make the town. And even though we've been in COVID, and even though we've had a lot of challenges, for everybody living here and across the country, this place is special, and it's because of each of you, and it's because of our community, so very, very pleased. So with that said, I'll go ahead and hop into football. That's always the top question, I guess, about football. So as you know, we're 7-4, big game this weekend, App State. Excited about the first App State game here, at least for myself, and I've heard great things about it, and the football team's had a good week of practice. I'll tell you from a bowl standpoint, just kind of give you a couple updates, and we'll kind of start getting into kind of where the vision for the future is. The Sun Belt has 5 different bowl affiliations. And so if you think about Myrtle Beach, New Orleans, Camellia, the Cure, and the Lending Tree. So we'll know on Sunday, it appears, unless ESPN throws us a curveball, we'll know about Myrtle Beach and New Orleans probably by Sunday. And those are 2 potential good probabilities for us. The other one's probably going to be Lending Tree, potentially in Mobile. The 2 championship teams are going to be playing on the 25th and 26th. So 2 of those 3 games, they're on the 25th, 26th, and 26th. So we'll have a better idea on Sunday where the bowl game's going to be at. Men's basketball. I'm going to try to get through this. I told Skip I'd try to be out in another 10 minutes or so. Men's basketball is 3-0. If you hadn't had a chance to go see Brian Berg yet, he's going to take our program to new heights. And they have really good matchups this week. If you think about it, they have Davidson on the road tomorrow, a top 40 team. Also have Mercer at home on Sunday. He's one of the top mid-majors. So they're going to be an early test. Both teams are going to be an early test for us. Coach Berg is special, and I would encourage you to get over to Hanner if you can this year. Coach Anita Howard has a young team as well, 9 underclassmen. Get off to a good start as well. And Coach Howard's really confident in their ability at the end of the season to be playing their best basketball. So this year with Hanner, we're about 25%, between 800 to 1,000, depends on how we handle the students, depending upon when they're away and when they're at home, as far as attendance goes. But we welcome you and encourage you to be over at Hanner as well. I also want to share a couple big top 25 rankings. Men's golf, number 11 in the country. It's pretty special. And I'll tell you this, I was in Southwest Georgia last week. I was in Albany. And I told Coach Collins afterwards, I said, you know what, Coach, I hope you don't mind. I promise the next national championships come on men's golf. He said, no, we enjoy the pressure, so that's good. So men's golf is obviously an elite area right there. And our rifle team, number 19 in the country. It's really exceptional. If y'all haven't a chance to go out to the shooting range, it's really an impressive facility and really proud of them. I want to talk a little bit about some facilities, and I know that's important and kind of gets into why we're here today from each of y'all, just from a business standpoint and the impact on the community. So the Convocation Center is a huge project for us. And right now, obviously, we've already been from the state awarded, and Dr. Marrero, you can correct me if I'm wrong. He'll be my checkmate here. But we've already been awarded dollars for the construction pre-plan from the standpoint of design right now. So the design process has started. And so that was money allocated this summer. For the FY22 budget, which is a construction budget of $36.7 million, is going to be in the FY22 budget process. And so we are excited about that being reviewed, and then going forward, there'll be an FF&E package. So that is going to be a transformative project, and I'll use that word loosely. It will be the crown jewel of Statesboro. And so we're very excited about it. Fundraising is off to an early start. We're looking forward to getting some. We already have two pretty good prospects already in mind, one that's already confirmed and one more we're waiting on. So really excited about that project. And again, it's going to be an opportunity to not only combine academics, but also athletics. And so it's going to be a great project we're all excited about. Also, too, from a conceptual standpoint, we're wrapping up a conceptual design of an indoor practice facility. And what you'll hear me say, I didn't say football, I said an indoor practice facility. Football will have priority, but it's going to impact all 17 sports. And so we're looking forward to, when we get that process complete and gets approved by USG, having a chance to roll that out more formally and really kind of talk to you about how the impact is going to be more than just, obviously, just a competition standpoint. Now, I want to share with you kind of the vision going forward. So there's a lot of excitement. I know for all of us, we've had to put a lot of time in with COVID this year. But let's talk about the future. So because some of the things in the next few months that are coming out is we're going to announce some giving societies. So you might say, well, what are giving societies? Well, ultimately, if you think about it, the differentiator between a lot of programs in the countries, and quite honestly where we are right now, is we have maintained and we've been very good benefactors of annual funds. Those are donations tied to tickets, and we're very blessed with the best fans in the country. For us to take it to the next level and for us to build those facilities to be the best in the Sun Belt and some of the best in the country, it's going to take philanthropic giving. And the philanthropic giving piece is something we're going to start pushing out here soon. Instead of being very transactional, it's going to be a chance to also talk about philanthropically where we stack up. And those are the differentiators between going from good to great. And we have some infrastructure needs, and we're going to address those. And so that'll be coming out in January. The other piece I want to talk about, too, are the Eagle Clubs. So when I first got here, the first 3 months with no family and no kids, I had a chance to talk to 5 to 7 people, sometimes 10 every night. And the messaging was pretty consistent. Eagle Clubs need to come back. And if you think about why are the Eagle Clubs so important? They're important because they're the grassroots. It's how Georgia Southern, if you think about from an athletic standpoint, it was Coach Russell, Rick Mandy's, Frank Hook, all getting in a car and going throughout the state. And decentralizing the model and giving it back to the communities and letting them manage it. So really excited about this. Right now we have 16 clubs. We're looking to add 4 more, and we're on track to have 20. I promise to be at every one. We're going to take the show out on the road this spring. It's a chance for us to talk about all the great things, not only in athletics, but as a university that are going on. If you think about it, we have 3.4% enrollment growth, the largest freshman class in the history of Georgia Southern. We can go on, but I'm telling you that we have some special things happening right now on campus, academically and athletically, and we're excited about getting out. Now, here's where I want to get y'all's thoughts and your help on going to the future. As you think about it, the consumer continues to change, right? With the advent of the 65-inch TV, consumption models have changed. It's much easier to watch things on your phone. It's much easier to watch games on your TV. Now, with the year of COVID, we're going to have to even work more diligently and more strategically to get people back into Paulson and to get them back in Hanner. So you might be thinking, well, what does that have to do with all of us here in the room today? Because our marketing methods are going to change a little bit. And that would probably be an understatement. If you think about college athletics, we're about 10 years usually behind the pro level. Pro sports is always way ahead of us. But I'll tell you this, we're getting ready to flip that script on its head a little bit, because if you think about how tickets are marketed, it's always been season tickets, it's always been mini plans, and then single game tickets, in that order. It doesn't matter what school you're at. But here's what I'll tell you, going forward, we're going to try to be a little more innovative. And part of that's going to be other opportunities, and I'll give you a great example. When you're in Atlanta, when you're in Southwest Georgia or North Georgia, people in a large, obviously, contingency of our alumni are in Atlanta, as an example. Well, they're not going to be coming down on average 6 home games a year. So you have a ton of people that don't come down, they don't want to buy season tickets. They love Statesboro, they love campus. And then you also meet some people that haven't been back to campus in 25, 30 years. So from a customer acquisition standpoint and getting our alumni back involved, part of this is how we're going to market it, and part of this is why we need each of your help. So we're going to be looking at next year, and these are in concept phase right now. Is there an opportunity to create, a girls' weekend package, a guys' weekend package, a family package, potentially even create an outdoorsman package? And you might say, well, what does it have to do? Well, part of the challenges we have or sometimes in the industry of 2-night minimums in hotels. The opportunity of just there's so much going on, and so we want to start planning things out better, kind of using the Disney model and looking at going ahead and packaging things to the targeted market we're looking at, and you paying one price up front. So there'll be opportunities here for each of you in the room to say, listen, what can we provide as part of that package? And we're going to market it differently. And they're going to go out early. It's not going to be, hey, we're going to be the worst tickets. No, we're going to market it on the front end just with season tickets. And so it's what the private sector has been doing a long time, and we're going to take it into the public sector. So as we get going on this, I'm sure our staff, I know Learfield will as well, will have a chance to talk to you about where can y'all bring value, and conversely, how can we bring value to each of you. So that's a community-based partnership, and we're excited about it. And by the way, that's just the start. This is not going to be, we're going to make sure we're plugged in and we're locked arms with each person in the community. The other piece, too, I want to talk about is if you think about our student athletes, there's 400 roughly student athletes. And if I told you their schedules and the discipline and the accountability requires to excel at a high level, I mean, it's super impressive. We have some really young men and women that are impressive. But I'll tell you what, they're also some of the best employees you can hire. So if you think about this new program we actually announced here this week, it's called the APEX program. And Tracy Ham, who's here. Tracy, you raise your hand. All right, Tracy, I'm sorry, I had to call Tracy out. He didn't like attention to himself. So I wanted to make sure, and Reggie is too, but the APEX program that was announced this week is an acronym for Athletes Preparing for Employment Experiences. So you might say, well, Jared, that's great and all, but what does that really mean? Well, we've been doing the blocking and tackling, the resume workshops. We've been talking about how to interview, how to dress, social cues, stuff like that, nonverbal cues. But here's the thing, you start thinking about leveraging our alumni base, leveraging each of you in this room, and not doing it by sport, by doing it by interest. So those are some opportunities going forward where we have some of the most employable young men and women in this region. And we're starting to make sure that they have an opportunity midway through their matriculation on campus to really make the focus on their degree. Because I'll tell you something, that degree decision has a ton of impact on their lifetime earnings. So we have a whole bunch of curriculum built around them picking their degrees and making sure that they're making the right choices. All right, now then going forward, we're also going to make sure that we partner with people. And so I'll give you a great example. Rashad Bird, if you had a chance to meet him, is an outstanding young man, senior linebacker on our football team. In fact, last week I was giving him a hard time. He almost depleted that guy that he came across the middle. Pretty impressive hit. But Rashad mentioned to us the other day about, he's had interest in pharmaceutical sales. Well, it just comes to find out we have 2 former baseball student athletes who are here in the late 80s that are in pharmaceutical sales. Connected Rashad with them. Now, Rashad, has already called with them and talked to them about lifetime earnings or what's the starting salary. Do you have to move? What's the job market like? What's the day in the life like? Job shadowing. And so you take that one example and you multiply it out by 400. That's our goal. And so for each of you in this classroom, there's going to be an opportunity with Tracy and Glenn Hard, Reggie, myself, and Chris Davis and others to let us know what you're looking for from an employment standpoint. Because I'll tell you something from a drive, from an accountability standpoint, these are some of the top young men and women in this state, in this region. And so I would encourage you too, if you're looking to hire people, let us know, and vice versa. We would be really excited to make sure we give you our best and the cream of the crop. So that's some of the initiatives that are going on right now. And then the last two things, this afternoon, actually 6 o'clock, Reggie, this evening, really excited. We have 22 young men and women graduating. So we have a stole ceremony today. And you think about, for each of you and those of you that you think about your graduation, high school or college, what a special day that was. So we have 22 this semester, and excited. Reggie tonight, we're going to recognize them. And so I'll wrap up by saying there's three things. People ask me all the time, well, Jared, what can we do to help Georgia Southern athletics? I'll give you three things. And the last one's the simplest, okay? So the very first thing, and I know we're in a pandemic, right? But it's to buy tickets and create a home field advantage. Because there is a correlation between rear ends and seats and winning. Look at Paulson right now. People don't want to come play us in Paulson, right? And we're going to show us Saturday night. Second thing, it's pretty easy too. Join the Eric Russell Fund and support our projects and our various initiatives. You can join the Eric Russell Fund for $60 a year, $5 a month. And we've created different graphics talking about, Hulu and Amazon Prime and Disney. I mean, it's not very expensive, but $5 a month to join it. And then last, and I promise the easiest, is to get others to do the same. 40 to 45% roughly of our donors are here in Statesboro. You know how blessed we are? Other schools I've been at, there's no concentration like that across the Southeast. And I think that's a testament to why we have the best fans in the country. But each of you, if you think about it, the 6 degrees of separation, have a chance to help us. Just to message it. And by the way, it's not athletics, it's university. You think about our enrollment as we approach 27,000 students. I mean, I'm telling you, our best days are ahead. And so I'm excited every time I get out on the road. I know our staff is too, and Dr. Marrero, to go out and talk about what's happening on campus, not just athletics. So if you think about those three things, buy tickets, join the Eric Russell Fund, and get others to do the same. It's a pretty consistent message and pretty easy. But that's how I could really want to charge each of you as much as you can to help us. Because I will tell you this is just a start of us also partnering with you all in each of your businesses in the community. And we're excited about it because I'm telling you, when you look at the young men and women that we're developing and they're graduating from our school, they're tremendous ambassadors. I know they make us proud and they'll make you proud too. All right? So I just want to end on, if there's any questions, Skip, I don't know if we have time. If not, I'll get off. But I just want to say Hail Southern and GATA. Thank you.
Jared is one of probably the nicest guys I've ever met, and if any of you do have questions for him, I'm sure he would be willing to answer, at a later date when you have time and we have time to go ahead and let you get to know him a little bit better. But he's doing great things at our local university. Thank you so much, Jared, for being here. And once again, I want to thank John Scott and Bulloch Solutions for sponsoring Mr. Benko and for your great support of this chamber. John, I know you're out there. Thank you. It's already time now for our awards, our annual awards presentation. And I think that you're going to enjoy this. And I appreciate all of you having some patience today with us while we try and keep everybody safe. I hope you're enjoying the food. How about a big hand for Dolan's? Now I'd like our chairman of the board, at least for a few more days. He's had a rough year. He deserves a big hand. Chris Gohagan.
Thank you, Skip. Great to see all of you. Jared, thank you for that great report. You guys heard him say Sunday we're going to learn more about the bowl games, so you can stop feverishly making your travel arrangements for Myrtle Beach and New Orleans. Give me a little bit more of your attention. We have a very important portion of our agenda to go through today as we shine a light on all of you. That is the partnership of this chamber. We have faced many challenges in this year, and we feel like we've grown stronger in many ways because of the support of this partnership, because of the framework that's been laid by our past leadership, and because of the vision of our new leadership. And it's been a challenging year, but it's been a great year. I'm honored to have served as the chair of this organization and to serve each of you, the partnership. I want to dive right into our recognitions and begin today by recognizing our award sponsor. We have some beautiful handcrafted awards today, deserving and fitting of those who are going to receive them. And Alex Himmelberg of Edge Presence. Are you here, Alex? Alex, thank you very much for being here and for sponsoring these awards. If you're not familiar with Edge Presence, they offer low-cost, flexible, all-in-one data center solutions. These are secure, reliable, and they provide a complete infrastructure to deploy standard servers, manage data storage, and maintain communications equipment. The company is currently deploying edge data centers, EDCs, in the industry across 60 markets throughout the U.S. That includes our own Statesboro, Savannah, and Valdosta. In a day and age where data you collect becomes more and more important to your business future, we hope that you'll consider Edge Presence for all of your needs. Thank you, Alex, and to your whole team. In the challenges that we faced this year, we've readapted and reprogrammed a lot of what we do as a chamber. We were having a lot of fun in January and February with this new schedule, and we've taken a little bit of an extended break, but it's great to be with you all and see all of you here together, and look forward to 2021 as we continue to execute on that new vision. But we could not have done what we did in 2020 without the support of our partnership and particularly some key chamber partners. Part of our reprogramming includes a reprogramming of this event. This is not going to be about our chamber, it's going to be about our partners. And we have some new recognitions that are deserving of the efforts that have been put forward in this year. A brand new award for our chamber is the Chamber Spirit Award. This is the first time we've ever awarded a Spirit Award. And this award recognizes an individual that demonstrates the very essence of what chamber family is all about. As you know, family takes care of each other in good times and in hard times. This individual's approach to serving others is what defines him and what makes him such a valuable part of our chamber family. Ladies and gentlemen, the first ever annual Chamber Spirit Award goes to Dwayne Grice, Grice Connect. At this point, if we could have the executive committee for the chamber join us at the stage. When our chamber needed help this year, keeping our partnership informed and connected, Dwayne stepped up in a huge way. His social media reach and immediate access was a huge part of getting our information and community information distributed this year. So we thank you, Dwayne, for all that you do. Another new award, and we have two of these to distribute this year, are Chamber Champion Awards. This award recognizes chamber partners that utilize their resources, talent, and creative thinking to create revenue streams and increase presence for local businesses impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The support of these partners was invaluable to many of our own chamber partners and other businesses within the community, helping increase positive exposure and branding throughout the community. Our first chamber champion, and I'm going to ask incoming chair, 2021 board chair Mandy Fortune, to present this award. Our first Chamber Champion Award goes to Core Credit Union. Realizing that local businesses were suffering due to the pandemic, the team at Core stepped forward right away and devoted a considerable financial amount of resources and funding in a very successful Pay It Forward program. This program had a major impact in our business community, particularly in our downtown area. This program initiated a genuine spirit of giving that still resonates among local businesses today. Thank you to the entire team at Core Credit Union for your support of that valuable initiative. The second recipient of our Chamber Champion Award is a business that introduced revenue to support revenue increasing streams. They donated financial resources and a considerable amount of their own personal time to help the chamber initiate a gift card purchasing program with local chamber merchants. The monetary support of this partner provided the businesses an immediate influx of revenue and in turn gave the merchant an opportunity to gain increased presence and exposure by providing a gift card of an equal or higher face value for lucky weekly live drawing winners. The recipient of our second Chamber Champion Award goes to Lee Hill & Johnson Insurers. In simple terms, the generous financial support provided by Lee Hill & Johnston was a seed well sown. The merchants who were affected by this program were able to utilize the funds provided to help get patrons in their stores. This program not only generated foot traffic for the businesses when shoppers arrived to use their gift cards, those same shoppers often purchased many additional items beyond the card amount. This would not have happened without the support of Lee Hill & Johnston Insurers, our Chamber Champion Award recipient. Presenting this award today will be Second Vice Chair and incoming Vice Chair, Reggie Simpkins. We're going to ask incoming Second Vice Chair Alan Davis to step forward and present this final Chamber Champion Award, which goes to a young entrepreneur from our community who in the early stages of the pandemic saw the need for a venue that would help businesses market and safely deliver their products without violating the governor's executive guidelines. This Chamber Champion took the initiative and built and launched an online website, and in essence an online market, where local businesses could showcase and advertise their products or services at exclusive rates. His efforts led to thousands of dollars in exchange product and revenue for local businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, our final Chamber Champion Award recipient, Sean Fox of Pioneer Designs. If you're not familiar with the website that Sean created, it's onandopen.com. It's an online market that was developed with a simple purpose to be easy to navigate and easy to understand. Feedback from patrons was very positive in every respect, with some participating vendors reporting record sales in 2020. Other shoppers and merchants stated that onandopen.com actually brought them into a closer business relationship and a closer sense of community. That website is still live. You can still utilize it, and I encourage you to direct your business there during the holiday season. Thank you, Sean. All right, on to our more traditional awards. Every year we're pleased to get together at this time to recognize a business and a business leader who were instrumental in reshaping the way our business and our business network operates within Statesboro and Bulloch County. I'm always privileged to be involved in these award presentations, and this year is certainly no different. We'll begin with our 2020 Business of the Year. It's now time to recognize that business, this is an organizational award recognizing a chamber partner that exemplifies quality in every respect. This year's winner has successfully been able to stay strong and take really good care of Bulloch County citizens throughout a pandemic. The CEO of this organization is proud that relationships between his organization and local community leaders, colleges, and emergency management leadership is now stronger and more transparent than pre-COVID. When it comes to our health and wellness, this individual and his staff are on the front lines, tirelessly working to help keep all Bulloch County residents safe. This is an enormous responsibility that's only grown larger this year, and this organization has handled it with grace and an extremely efficient manner. It's my pleasure to recognize the 2020 Business of the Year, East Georgia Regional Medical Center, and we'll ask Sean Pennington to come to the stage to receive this award.
Thank you. I'm honored and humbled to receive this award on behalf of our employees, our physicians, our volunteers, and also our board members. We've worked extremely hard every day. We've been devoted to our patients and their family members, and I'm very proud of our employees. We try to focus on a few things. We try to improve communication. We try to also recognize employees, work on courtesy and respect, transparency and visibility. That's what we're focused on. We take our job at the hospital very seriously in our role as being servant leaders. And I want to be clear, our goal at East Georgia Regional Medical Center is to be the best community hospital in the country, and we're improving each and every day. to try to reach that goal. I'm very honored and humbled, and I want to also, again, I'm accepting this on behalf of the employees, medical staff, volunteers, and board members. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen, and to your entire team for being here today. I think everyone recognizes how important healthcare has been in our community this year, and we hope in many ways that this award will be a recognition for everyone in our healthcare community. The reason we feel safe to live in this community, those folks have a lot to do with that. And just on a personal level, I'm really glad that we were able to make a connection with Trish, with Phyllis Thompson in her post-chamber career, and to see her today. I'd like everyone to recognize Phyllis. Welcome back, Phyllis. We're so glad to have you back. Our final award, and I'll leave you, is our 2020 Business Leader of the Year. The past recipients of this award are a who's who of impactful business owners and decision makers within our community. If you were to look down the list, I think you'd recognize each name on the list and what an impact they've made in this community. This year's recipient follows along that same line. I'm going to ask our 2019 Business Leader of the Year and birthday boy, Josh Whitfield, to come to the stage for this presentation.
Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate everybody showing up. This is, I'm very honored to present this award to who is about to get this, and you're going to hear a lot about what he has done professionally. I don't think he would want us to mention any of that before how dedicated he is to his family. I think he fights every day for that and his family at work. I think it's his family at home and at work, and that's how he views it all. That even comes second to his love for Georgia Southern baseball, which is pretty avid. He is horrible at fantasy football, so we're going to let him stick to business. He always picks Falcons, so that kind of explains it. But the group of companies that he has created, the leadership that he has created, his team fights for him and his company every day. And it's truly amazing I've always known him personally, but to get to know what he does professionally, what his team does. When you see a hurricane coming, you will see this man and his team in his office every night preparing. When there's a pandemic arriving, he is the one that is headed to New York. His team is headed to New York, Texas, to the military bases. These are the guys that give the support to the medical professionals, to the teams that are out there saving lives. Without the Ranco Group and this type of company, it would be impossible to respond to natural disasters and everything they do. They truly drive into the storm. They show up for pandemics, and then when it comes time to celebrate, like events like this, they are the ones that do this. They're the reason this looks pretty today. This year's Business Leader of the Year is Randy Childs.
Come on around. You want to keep this too? Okay.
Great. Wow, that's very unexpected. Josh said he was going to need me to come auction a few things off and wanted to make sure I was going to be here today. That wasn't exactly true, was it? You'll excuse me. I mean, I do feel a little under the weather. I've got a kidney stone, and if you've ever had one, you know what I'm talking about. It's not a lot of fun. So I'm trying to drudge through this, but thank you very much. Just an unbelievable honor. It's all about people, as y'all know that. You all got businesses, and without the people that I have working for me, I wouldn't be here doing this today. We just got great people. I got great support from my wife. Thank the Lord, she lets me work as long as I do, and to be successful. So, thank y'all very much.
I'm sure everyone's aware, Randy Childs is president of Ranco. I didn't know this. Ranco has worked every major hurricane since 2005 Katrina. This year, throughout the state of Louisiana, provided numerous camps for workers aiding in cleanup and repair from devastating hurricanes and storms. Randy and Ranco have provided extensive aid with COVID-19 work in Statesboro, as well as New York City, Maryland, different areas of Florida, Alabama, and Texas. One more time, folks, your 2020 Business Leader of the Year. Thank you. That concludes our awards presentation, and we're going to invite Skip back up to the podium.
What'd y'all think of those awards? Some of them are pretty good looking, huh? Thank you again, Alex, for sponsoring those. Edge Presidents, y'all, sponsored those awards, and I wanted those to look good for the winners. They deserve them, and they certainly did. Well, it's time for something very special, and this is pretty much going to be the ending portion of our event. Serving on the board of directors for a Chamber of Commerce should mean something, because the people that take that oath and that they volunteer their time for, there's a lot of responsibility that goes along with that. And I want all of you out there to, from this point on, never think about board members the same way. They are volunteering to take responsibility for the economic well-being of Statesboro and for Bulloch County. And I think that this year's board is going to be one of the best you have ever seen at doing just that. I'd like to ask our Honorable Senator Billy Hickman to come forward, if you would, and swear in our board of directors. Would the remainder of the current board please stand up? If you're here, the remaining board members, please stand up. For those of you that are going to serve on the board for 2021, please come forward and join the executive committee right over here on stage right, under the screen.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at following instructions. First of all, I would like to also echo, this may be the coolest, this is the coolest annual chamber meeting that I have ever been to. You know, chambers about business, and standing in this room, Wayne, this is all about business. And I applaud the board of directors and Skip and everybody involved, because this is just unbelievable. You know, when I woke up this morning, I was thinking about this, and I never had an idea, John, of what this place would look like. I was trying to think about what it looked like. And Lisa, it's unbelievable. So cool. So cool. Thank y'all. If y'all would just listen to this, and then I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand in just a minute, so okay? Ladies and gentlemen, as you contemplate the decision to serve as a member of the board of directors for the Statesboro-Bulloch Chamber, please embrace the responsibility you are accepting and the binding nature of this vow as you promise to provide leadership to the governing body of this organization. It is an open demonstration of your personal integrity and gives witness to the high standard and conduct you agree to uphold and preserve during your tenure on the board. So I'm going to ask you, if you would, please raise your right hand. Okay. After I read this, I'm going to ask you to say, I will, and then I'm going to ask you to start with Kyle. With Kyle, I think that's you. Yeah, that's you. Kyle, thank you. And then come down the line and say, I will, Kyle Marrero, I will, right on down the line. So you will. So I think it's very important. So as you raise your right hand, if you do hereby accept the honor and responsibility to serve justly, actively, and with all the integrity expected of an officer of the board of directors, starting from the right, please respond one at a time with the affirmation, I will, and then state your name. That is so cool. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2021 Statesboro-Bulloch County Board of Directors. Can you sit down? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Hickman. All of you, except for Mandy and Chris, can have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our chairman, just for a short while longer, Chris Gohagan.
Thanks once again, Skip. And again, it was just a true privilege to have an opportunity to serve as chair of this committee. My favorite part of the annual meeting every year is the time when we recognize all of the past chairs of the board of directors, because it's just so humbling to consider myself a part of that group. If you are a past chair of the Statesboro-Bulloch County Board of Directors, I'd ask you to stand at this time. And I'm so pleased to be able to introduce you to the next person in that lineage. Mandy has been a true asset to this chamber in multiple phases of her life, but particularly in this most recent round where she has been an unbelievable help to me personally and to this entire organization. No one's more deserving of stepping forward as our chair in the year to come. Please join me in welcoming 2021 Chair Mandy Fortune.
In the interest of time, I'll be brief. Skip did ask me to share my vision. This is actually our vision. For the next couple of 12 months or so, I see us, just like Jared mentioned, really using a combination of technology and touch. We're going to use real people, you, the volunteers here today, but we're going to go through relevant means. We're going to change the way we do some things, but the mission to keep the business community here viable will stay the same. So that's what I have to say about that, but I really want to give credit where credit is due for this year. If you know anything about how the succession plan works when you volunteer at the chamber, you follow behind the same person for a number of years. I have been very lucky to follow behind Chris. He is brains and balance. He has a very easy spirit, and he's so easy to work with. But he bit off more than most of us would want to have to chew this year, just like all of you in your own businesses. But just to mention a couple of things about him before we go. He's very smart. He's so dependable. He actually birthed the Pay It Forward program that we brought partners in to sponsor. And so I think credit needs to be where credit is due there. He's passionate, empathetic, engaged, family-focused, husband to Katie, dad to Rowan and Marley. He's a great girl dad. He even created hashtags for both of them, Hey RK and Hey MJ, so that he could preserve their memories. And then if you know anything about him, you know he's a music lover. So when COVID began and we realized what it was going to be like to be sheltered in our homes, he created COVID Jams, a playlist. And so if you were one of those lucky 45 or 50, he shared it with you. So he's just a cool guy, and it's funny that you say a couple of moments ago, Senator Hickman said something about it being cool in here. That was the way I described it. I said it's cool, just like Chris Gohagan, a good way for him to go out this year. So I just want to tell him we're thankful for him. I appreciate y'all being here today, and we have a little gift for him. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.
You want to adjourn it? There's a lot of important things going in our community today. We want to be very sensitive of your time. Thank you so much for being here. We want to go ahead and adjourn this meeting. You can head back out into our business community, continue to do good. We'll see you in 2021.